Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this March the 10th, 2026. I'm hoping everybody had a great Tuesday out there. So everybody had a great Tuesday evening. Hope everybody can stay safe and well. I also enjoy the weather because you know the weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the storm system here moving across the country, which is bringing lots of severe weather for portions of the area. We'll show you that in tonight's video for the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Wednesday and Thursday. Also take a look at your local forecast coming up after this graphic here. Take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map because we got a long area of tornado watches and a few tornado warnings as well. And also take a look at the 7-day rainfall totals over the next 7 days. So make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road there, folks. Alright, you can see we got a little storm system here moving off the east coast. Storm system over here from Illinois down into Mississippi to Texas, down into the Mexico region. Also a little bit over in portions of New Mexico into area Colorado. Then another storm system from southeast Canada through Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way back into Wyoming through portion of Nevada, Washington, Oregon State as well, and a little bit in Utah areas also. Alright, let's move on into the local forecast now, and we'll show you what the forecast should be shaping out to look like. And it should roll out something like this here in just a couple minutes. Here we go. This is for your Wednesday. We got mixed precipitation over here in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, a little bit in South Dakota, Wyoming. Heavy snow over portion of western Montana, Idaho, and also Washington, Oregon states. We got snow flying over here in portion of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, some heavy snow over portion of Lake Superior, and South Canada. We got mixed precipitation, freezing rain stretching from Iowa to Wisconsin, Michigan, to Lake Huron, over to areas of New York State, Pennsylvania, down toward western North Carolina, also into eastern Tennessee, up into Massachusetts, Maine, New Brunswick, Newfoundland. You're included in that. We got severe weather stretching from Texas all the way up to Pennsylvania, D.C., Delaware, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky. Some heavy rain and flash flooding possible across Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and portions of Texas. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from Texas to Iowa to Illinois to Indiana to West Virginia, Virginia to North Carolina, South Carolina to Georgia, northern portions of the Gulf, also Alabama, the Panhandle, Florida, also into areas of Arkansas and Mississippi and Louisiana. You're included in that as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Wednesday. All right. Let's roll on into your Thursday outlook now. And it should roll out something like this here across the board. You can see we got a cold front stretching in the Atlantic across Florida. Got another low pressure system, cold front across southeast Canada, stretching in Michigan and Wisconsin, back into South Canada. Low pressure system over Wyoming, South Canada. Alright, we got more mixed precipitation, and from Washington, Oregon to Idaho to South to North Dakota, Minnesota to Iowa to areas of Ohio, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Michigan region. Then again from western North Carolina, eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia to D.C., New Jersey, all the way up to Maine, New Brunswick areas, coastal waters, freezing rain possible in New Brunswick to Maine, some pockets of heavy snow over Wisconsin, also northern Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Washington State as well. Thunderstorms and showers from Louisiana to the Carolinas to portion of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, coastal waters down toward the Florida Keys region as well. And otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Thursday. Alright, let's move on into the current watch and warning advisory map for your location across the nation. And it should roll out something like this here. Alright, we got some blizzard warnings over here, and high wind warnings, and winter storm warnings, and winter weather advisories for areas of Washington, Idaho, Montana. And you can see winter high wind watches in effect for eastern Montana down to Wyoming, also north and South Dakota. Also got winter storm warnings, winter storm watches in effect for portion of Montana. Wind advisories down here in areas of Idaho, and also portion of southeast New Mexico, West Texas, North Texas, portion of Oklahoma. You can see the tornado warnings and thunderstorm warnings and tornado watches stretching from Texas to Oklahoma, to areas of Kansas, to Missouri, to Illinois, to portion of Indiana as well. Tornado warnings are in the red. Severe thunderstorm watches up here in areas of portion of Kansas, also Iowa, also northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and also portion of Michigan. You've got some flood watches there as well, stretching into portion of Indiana, Ohio, also New York State up to portion of Vermont. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisory for Maine. Ice storm warning, winter weather advisory, winter storm warning from central and northern Maine over to Wisconsin. Alright, we got river flood warning stretching from portions of Indiana, Illinois to portions of Arkansas and also into Mississippi, southern Louisiana. Wind advisory, special weather statement for southern Texas. Special weather statement is also in effect for you guys in Colorado, also Nebraska, Kansas, up in Minnesota, North and South Dakota as well. Alright, small craft advisory for Maine all the way down towards the Massachusetts coast, Outer Banks of North Carolina. Dense fog advisory around the Big Bend over toward the Panhandle. Small craft advisory from southern Louisiana to southeast Texas, southern California up to Washington State. Even got some heat advisories also in effect for southwestern California. Alright, we got flood watches in effect for the Hawaiian Chain Islands, some high wind warnings for the northern mountains of the southern Hawaiian Chain Islands, small craft advisory to the north. Also around the Alaska region, and the inland Alaska, we have some blizzard warnings to the north, winter weather advisories to the south, some freezing spray warnings to the south as well. Alright, Storm Prediction Center outlook should roll out something like this here. And coming across the board here, here we go. General thunderstorm from up here around Burlington, Vermont, to areas of Dalton, Alabama, San Antonio, over toward Springfield, Chicago, Illinois. Marginal risk stretching from Austin, Texas, far north as Scranton, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, to Roanoke to Chattanooga to portion of New Orleans. Slight risk from Lupton, Texas, far north as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also over to Washington D.C. areas as well. Alright, tornado probability rolls out like this. You can see the heaviest, maybe EF2 to EF4 tornadoes possible from eastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and into areas of Alabama and Mississippi. Then again, for portions of Kentucky up towards areas of Pennsylvania, over to Washington D.C. But you can see 2 and 5% respectively, percentage-wise. Alright. Damaging winds, you can see 30% up here around Columbus, Ohio, down to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and also Charleston, West Virginia. 15% from Lupton, Texas to Washington D.C., Austin, Texas to Buffalo, New York to Scranton, Pennsylvania as well for damaging winds. 5% there. Large hail looks like this. 5% from Austin, Texas to Washington D.C. for your Thursday. Alright, Storm Prediction Center outlook for Thursday. Alright, general thunderstorms up here around Bismarck, North Dakota, Florida Keys, toward Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, over toward Virginia Beach, Virginia. Would not be surprised to see a few severe thunderstorms as that line moves through. Alright, heavy rainfall over the next 7 days. Looks to be off the Atlantic coastal water, east coast of Florida, Carolina coast, also up into New Brunswick, Maine, stretching back into Michigan. And then from Texas to the Carolinas, all the way up to areas of Vermont, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, South Canada, maybe from 3/4 to a little bit over a quarter, 1.25 inches. Southwestern U.S. dry, and then we got anywhere from about 2 to 5 inches in portion of Washington, Oregon State, portion of southwestern Canada, maybe anywhere from 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch elsewhere across the board. We're looking at maybe about 5 inches of rain. Could be over Idaho and portion of Montana areas as well. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos. We'll catch you back in the next one. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather. Got the only weather you got.